Let's hope this works this time. YouTube's being funny, as usual. And we are live. And just send off one for the Instagram. All right. Did my Instagram posting, and here we go. So hello everybody, this is Maniac for Bricks. I know it's been some time since we've last done a Brick Theory live stream, but I'm back. We're here to do it again. I'm happy to get back into the groove of it, and hopefully we'll have a good amount of discussion in here, as well as a lot of productivity towards the Brick Theories coming up. Now, as in the description, you can see a bunch of what we're talking about for today. And I'm going to estimate this will take somewhere between 1.5 to 2 hours from this point in the live stream. So let's see what we can get done in that time. I have already sent out some invites to some of our Brick Theory elites, and hopefully they should be arriving pretty soon. I know some of them said, at least one of them told me that they can't join through their computer, so they'll just be watching in the background. You might not hear them talk much, but that's fine. Basically, as far as the Brick Theory elites that I've chosen, these are people that I've personally trusted with moderating and cooperating with everyone in the community. I believe that they can handle it, and it also helps with me not trying to get, everything done all by myself. So we have the first one coming in, Minifigure Collector. Nice to see you here.
Hi, everybody.
I think there was also, I have a list off to the side of me, not available on the computer, but we also have Dave Frost, aka Mr. D Frost 2, the Brick Rookie, Brick Station, Brick Wizard 59, and Mini Bricks were also selected for Brick Elites. And we can really change that name later, because I feel like it might be like too odd, but that's gonna be right now. Actually, we'll change things around. We'll go over the Brick Theory guidelines that I've pretty much posted yesterday or so, because I wanted to hear from everyone what you guys think about it and if we need to change anything.
I like in my personal opinion, I read through the guidelines, and I personally think they're very good guidelines.
Thank you. Is there anything that might need to be changed or added?
I'm
gonna have it up now on the page if you need to see it.
Like I have to I'm really other I really can't think of anything. Really can't think of anything at this moment in time.
Okay.
But I'll give yes, if I find anything that needs to be changed after the live stream, I'll send you. I'll find a way to contact you later on.
Okay.
Oh.
I think it might be fair if I put who the Brick, where the elite members are, so that people know it, because I know people were asking yesterday, and other than saying it in this live stream, might be good to put in here as well.
Yeah.
I'm also going to add. There is one thing I did want to add here was a secretary, because especially for the live streams, because there's a lot that can be talked about, and I want to be sure we keep all those notes in one place.
So basically, like somebody, for example, there's, you, some, I'm gonna go off subject for a second, to make my example. Like you
Yeah, go
see
ahead.
in a court drama, someone off to the side taking the minutes down.
Yep, pretty much. They don't have to do it word for word, but at least get the general idea of what people are talking about.
Right. And I just like to say, um, 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 Maniac for Bricks is right. Um, read the CMF bios. Because as you saw in my post on the Brick Theory page, I think it was yesterday, I found in the Space Villain bio references to Entron and Spirus, which are two classic LEGO space themes from the 1990s, I believe. One from the 80s, one from the 90s.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So, yeah, I, and, like, and also I wanted to say, um, you guys, like, if somebody posts the, theory on the page, you guys are free to, like, tell the person it's totally, um, tell the person that's totally wrong. Um, just be respectful, or you can add evidence. Um, um, or you can add your own evidence. To it. That's what us as Brick Theorists need. This is a community. Some people might have information that other people don't have.
Exactly. That's yeah, I don't know if everyone at this point got to see the video yesterday, but that definitely was a good point from it. I'm glad you brought it up. It's good to be sure that everyone gets a fair chance to talk about what they want to talk about on the Brick Theorist page, and it's okay if they get things wrong. I mean, like you said, some people may know things that others haven't, or may have found things that others haven't, and that's okay, because it could be, as long as you're respectful. That's probably one of the biggest things I want to push for, because no one should be outcasted for getting information wrong.
One of our it's like one of our members, one of our Brick Theorists left because he said he felt uncomfortable for one reason or another.
Right. That's the kind of thing that I'm hoping we can avoid.
Yeah. Just be respectful and know like it's okay to tell the person to post the theory that their theory is wrong. Just don't say it in a crude and rude manner.
Exactly. I've also noticed with a few different brick theories that some people have posted, it didn't seem like the grammar in English that they were using didn't seem to make sense, but that's okay if they don't speak English. If English isn't your first language, that's okay. It's all just a matter of those who are, reacting to that. Don't don't be mean about it because you don't know what they're able to say in English. But just have to try to translate it a little bit over time and see what best makes sense for what they're talking about.
Yeah, and also with the theories that I quote, I know I don't have the best spelling. I don't care if you put in the comments. If you put in the comments of my theories, the correct spelling of words, because I know I'm not the best speller.
Yeah, no one's gonna be mad if you make small corrections like that.
Yeah.
And don't be mad if someone does, because they just want to understand it. They want to know what you're talking about.
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to get at, because I'm not the best speller in the world.
Yep. There was let's see. I'm just gonna check with the comments and see if there's anybody. Oh, Brick Boy OKC is here, and Mike's Bricks, and I see Aaron is here. Thanks for joining, guys.
Yeah.
Brick Boy, I know since you just said that you joined, is actually a good time because we should go over. I personally would like to go through step by step what I wrote down, because I did this like the night before. I did this like 2 days ago. Kind of just wrote down notes and then changed it a little bit before posting it. So I want to be sure that what I have written down makes sense and is fair with everyone. So if there's something that needs to be addressed, I'll try to go slow enough so that you guys can see it, and then we can talk about it and see if it needs changing. And I know that not every brick theorist is here, which is going to be a little problematic because I want to get as much participation from the group as I can, but we'll see what we can do.
Maybe I can pretty much tell you why not a lot of the brick theorists are here, because I know in my area it's because school's starting up soon.
Yeah, that's true. Some people might be in school. That, and it was kind of impromptu as far as the timing. Like, I put up the voting the other day, and it was only really decided today because of the votes. And no offense to those who voted for it being yesterday, it just didn't seem like a lot of people were going to be there. And if you couldn't be here today, this live stream itself will be posted on the Brick Theorists page. I should probably put a note in there about that. It will be posted on the Brick Theorists page so you can watch it later. And once we get someone that can write down the minutes of each live stream, it'll make it a lot easier for people to catch up on what we're talking about.
And it will not only be posted on the Brick Theorists page, it will also be posted here on the extras channel.
Yep, that's true. I'm gonna keep it up on here as a public video, so you can always rewatch it if you need to. And I'm really not gonna do anything. I know some of the live streams they might edit a few things if things go wrong here and there. I'm just gonna keep it as is unless if there's like a big issue. I want to keep it still because I think it's just gonna be, it's good to work from as much as we can. And unless there is a dispute in the comments or in the live chat, then we'd have to tweak it a little bit. But for now,
and
it shouldn't work out.
like like, and also somebody, like who's ever appointed the secretary, if they're not here, or they're here and they missed something, they can go back and rewatch it, and they can go back and rewatch it to get all the information that we talked about in their notes.
Right. Okay. So let's see if we can get things going. So we're gonna start. I'm gonna go way up to the top. Basically, I have a small paragraph that outlines what we're about, what we mean to do. Oops, I keep hitting the button on the keyboard. And let's go up again. Okay, so it says, welcome to the Brick Theorists Google Plus page, an interactive community centered toward learning about LEGO themes and relating LEGO concepts to the real world. The following is a description about membership in the Brick Theorists Google Plus page and organized structure of the topics on the page. I think that pretty much sums up what we're about and what this document itself is planning to do.
Right.
But again, if you have questions, don't be afraid to ask.
I'm bringing up the doc on my computer so I can follow along.
Okay. Let's see. I think it's. All right, Brick Boy. Have fun buying Lego. I actually thought about getting some today too after this live stream, because well, I have to send out a few packages, and I had something in the mail, just a little bit off topic, from Toys R Us. Some coupons I got that I should try to use. But I'll do that later on after the live stream is over. Oh, I misspelled buy.
Brick Boy OKC is a he's a pretty cool he's a pretty cool person.
Yeah, I agree. He's got a lot of interesting stuff going on.
What okay, I got it up, but I'm confused about something.
Okay.
But I'll wait till you get to it.
All right. Actually, while I'm here, right, I guess I'll have to do that separately. So I was gonna have even the Brick Elites, whatever they're gonna be called, the Elite Brick Theorists. I was gonna try to add them into this document so that they can see it at the same time and edit it and edit and comment as they need to. But I'm just gonna try to do one step at a time. So as far as this opening paragraph, I don't know if there's anything that really needs to be changed. Do you think anything needs to be added?
Nope. I'm looking at it right now, and it seemed all right to me.
All right, so let me see. Who else do we have here? Aaron says, I'm heading to the LEGO store at 4 o'clock. Any thoughts on what I should buy? Anything LEGO store exclusive. Scooby-Doo. Big Bang Theory. Unless it's sold out. It's the only thing I can really think of.
I would, if I would go into the LEGO store, because I know I would check the damage sets.
That's a good idea.
That's just me. I would check the damage sets.
Now, I know that he's in a different time zone from where we are. I don't know exactly what that, like, how long from now he's going to be off, but that's okay. Alright, so it seems like nobody has said anything about this first paragraph, so we can move on from there. We're going to go to the section about just your average members of the Brick Theorists and see what, if anything, needs to be changed. I know we'll talk more about the toolbox and certain terms like that a little later on, because I do know we need to change that on the page itself.
The content that I'm confused about is why did you put theory can contain information related to LEGO content, then in parentheses other brand such as Connect and Mega Block can be discussed. Can't be discussed?
Well, I was thinking, depending on what theories come up in the future, I think it's okay to at least mention them in the theories, but the theory itself should be centered around LEGO. Maybe the wording is a little off, but yes, I understand what you mean.
That's what totally confused me when I read it.
Yeah. I'm thinking maybe we could leave it out for now so it's not too confusing, and so far there haven't been any theories that have focused on that. Not saying there can't be any in the future, but it might be a little more convenient and just, less confusing if we take that part out. So there. We'll have that saved. Theory can, but is not obligated to relate to real-world science. Basically, like I had one theory on the Brick Theories page that talked about how dangerous, or like scaling LEGO things to real life in terms of like LEGO projectiles. How dangerous would they be on a real life scale? Things like that. That's what I mean by real-world science, is because you would use things in real life to relate these two, and then do calculations based on the real world equivalent to scale it.
Yeah, like how damaging, for example, how damaging is a flip fire missile or a laser rifle to a minifigure.
Right. Because in our scale, it's a little hard to tell. But if we had a minifigure scaled to our size and our personality and things like that, and then therefore scale, like a flick fire missile or something like that to our size, and then use a little bit of physics to determine those kinds of factors, then we could really solve it. Just because we can't shrink anyone down, as far as I know, to minifigure size and figure that out.
I know those spring-loaded Technic missiles really hurt when they when somebody hits you with them.
You mean the newer ones?
Like the ones in Mars mission.
Oh, right. I know which ones you mean now.
Those things hurt like the dickens because I've had a few accidents. And trust me, they do.
Mm-hmm. I probably had one or two at some point. Let me just read it over. Post comments and draft theories supporting or disproving theories. Supplement trending theories with supporting details or evidence. And this one seems a bit redundant, but I feel like I don't know if there's any better wording for that. Because supplement means you're adding to it, and usually in a positive way. And then it says supporting. These are just tidbits.
Maybe it would make more sense with maybe it make more sense with facts and details, or evidence.
Let's see, with facts, details, or evidence.
Yeah,
I think that'll work. Add supplemental information to the toolbox, topics. Join and brainstorm live streams in the public chat as long as the members are respectful of others and remain appropriate in discussions. Host a draft theory as long as theory contains LEGO content. Theory is. I feel like these 2 points might be a little similar to each other. The first one kind of explains the second one already.
Maybe you should take out the the part where theory is based on LEGO content and just leave the theory
Yeah, that looks a little better. Includes citations of LEGO information and or scientific facts. Does not contain vulgar language, explicit content, or has disrespectful comments about other LEGO fans. Contains at least one piece of evidence to support the theory upon its post. Now, I know that there's been at least a few theories that have gone up since I made this guidelines, and I know it still needs tweaking. I'm not going to try to, dismiss a lot of theories right now because of these changes. I'm just going to let them slide because, this is newly published, and I'm going to give it benefit of the doubt that some people didn't get to see it completed yet. Because I know when I actually first published it, I was still working on it, like tweaking a few things, and then just left it alone for the rest of the day. But yeah, basically after this live stream, we should have most, if not everything, taken care of as far as the guidelines, so that people are understanding what we're doing and how we do it.
What I've always wondered is I don't know if this can be a new brick theory or not, but I've always wondered what how tall would a LEGO minifigure be if it was a real person?
I think that one has been an ongoing thing about scaling LEGO to real life. Yeah, there might be a topic about that already made. So you can check that out and see what we've come up with. That was a theory that I was trying to work on, but I don't know if I should put it down as like a toolbox or if I should keep it as a trending theory. It's something that still, like, people have been supporting it and putting information towards it, but it still needs a little bit of play here and there, and I'm not really sure. But yeah, you can check that out on the page and see what we can do there. All right, so still no word yet as far as any objections, so I'm going to go on with the next point. This is about elite members of the Brick Theorist page. This is what they're able to do. They have all the privileges as regular members. They can join in Brainstorm live streams in the live chat as long as the elite members are respectful of each other. Forgot that word. Remain appropriate in discussions and moderate comments for fair discussion. This part basically means that I respect, for example, Minifigure Collector, he respects me for what we have to say to each other or to the group. We don't talk about anything dirty, just get that out of the way. And the comments so that no one else, says anything mean or dirty to each other. And let's see. The next part says vote on upcoming draft theories into trending theories, as outlined below. A draft theory becomes eligible for a trending theory once it has a minimum of 3 supporting pieces of evidence. If the theory requires scientific research, the theory requires a minimum of 2 supporting pieces of evidence or scientific experiments. This part basically means someone posts a theory and they have one point of evidence with when they put up their theory.
Right. Then
go ahead.
Then somebody else comes along. Like I was saying earlier, somebody else comes along and finds another piece of evidence to support that.
Yep.
Then another person comes along and finds the third piece of evidence. Then it gets upgraded from a draft theory to a trending theory.
Yep. And since we have a good number of elite members that are working on the page, this will allow each of us to see how it progresses for all different theories, and then we'll meet up at some point in order to discuss should this become a trending theory. And just because it has 3 pieces of evidence, it doesn't necessarily mean that yet, because it really depends on a lot of other factors. For example, if the theory has enough relevance to LEGO, that's one main thing we want to work on. Another example would be like if we have too many theories that we're working on right now, it's something we could still make a trending theory, but maybe not work on it for a little bit so that we can get a bunch out of the way. Hold on 1 second.
They say in
I wonder. Nice work. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get something to drink. Ugh. Um. Okay.
Okay, sorry about that interruption. And I'm back. And I saw that Howie's Bricks or Howie's Stuff just enjoyed the page. So thanks for joining the live stream. That is only clean bricks. I like that joke. So what I was saying here, someone has a theory, they put it up on the page with their own evidence, with at least one piece of evidence that they found. Other people are open to talk about it on the page in the comments underneath that post, so that they can argue for or against this theory with their own evidence. If the theory itself gets 3 supporting bits of evidence, and supporting like really like good pieces of support, not like this little thing. I mean, we'll see how that goes. But usually good supporting evidence for it. Then we as the elites can talk about it privately and see if it's worth putting into a trending theory topic. That'll be on the left-hand side on the bottom of the page. Like, here's the page right now. Usually this is general discussion, any topic and research. So any theories can go here for drafts. And I will change around a whole there's a couple things in here I need to change around as far as like titles and things like that. But they can all just fit in here for now. And then, you have in the comments things that may or may not go with the theory. On this side, we have the topics. So I might change a few titles in here so that we can tell which ones are toolboxes, which ones are trending theories, and things like that. And then if it has evidence, if it has 3 supporting bits of evidence, and it's worked on, and like trying to find the right word for it, the elites will talk about it privately, and vote on it. And majority votes, we'll talk about that just in a second, but majority votes, that theory will get one of these little tabs on the side. And we'll also contact the user who made the theory so that we can get their permission to continue with it. Because I want to be sure, that we can actually do that with their permission. They made it. That's what they put forward.
I have a question. What if it what if it's like one of the elite members, one of the elite members that created this theory?
That's a good question. I would say treat it the same and try not to be favorite. Try not to be a favoritist. And as far as voting, I mean, it kind of makes sense if they would vote, because they would want it to go through, so it's kind of getting their permission anyways. But I also feel like, again, not being favoritist, you should probably keep them out of the voting so that it's not thrown off because of them.
That's what I was thinking. It's like in going back to the court thing, it's like if you go in for jury duty, if you go in for jury duty and you see a person on the stand, that you know, you can ask the judge to opt out of jury duty.
Right.
That's a good point. I honestly think that if an elite member made a theory that we're voting on to be a trendy theory, that elite member should like he can still be in the he can still be in the discussion. But I think he should step aside. So there's not favoritism. So it's an unbiased decision, basically.
That's a good word. I like that. Fair and unbiased. That's a good point that we put in there. I like that. Just explore every possibility that we can have and see if we can put it into here. Every rational, realistic possibility. Not like in Inside Out where Fear is listing a big stack of possibilities of things that could happen on the first day of school, and one of them he says is if a meteor crashes into the school. Be realistic.
Right.
Those who saw the movie probably get that, but it was funny. Yep, that's good. We added that in, and just to be sure with everyone else, does that work for you? Do we agree? Is anyone watching? Because I only see one person watching, and I think it might be me counting as watching. Let me see if I can refresh the page. Maybe it didn't catch up. And there's also lag, so I still have to wait for people to talk there.
I went and refilled my lemonade.
That's a good idea. I need a water bottle. As you know me, I like to ramble.
True.
A sore throat is my only payback for that.
And just to get off topic once again.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that you have in your where you have your Brooklyn store, the cart that you got, with the multicolored drawers, actually it's missing a drawer.
Yeah. I don't remember if I talked about that.
Nope.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of knew that, but I think it's still enough drawers that I can make do with it.
Yeah, because I have that unit and drawers go all the way down.
Okay.
There's two colors from each of the. There's two drawers from each of the colors.
Right.
If
that makes sense.
Guys, if you don't know what I'm talking about, look at Maniac for Brick Bricklink move update.
Yep. It was published, I think, on Monday. It was fairly recently.
Yeah, and I bought mine at a yard sale for $10.
That's still pretty good. I'm just waiting a little bit so that, you know, people catch up with the lag. Howie says hand. I don't actually know what he means by that, except for he's waving.
I think that means high five.
Oh, well, that works. I'm all for a high five.
I think that's what that means. High five.
Yeah. I just high fived the screen. There was something else in here I was gonna, you know, still have to read over. Draft theories can become trending theories by receiving the majority vote among elite members, followed by requests to the theory creator for permission to make it into a video. The creator is encouraged but not obligated to be in the video. I think I talked about that when I was talking about the first point. I kind of led into the second one.
That's like that. I think that point is fine. Telling people that they're not but like they're not obligated to if we get permission to use their content, they can be in the video if they want to, but they're not obligated to.
Right. I can understand, for example, if they might be shy, if they don't have the technology, if they're just not interested in talking about it, and things like that. That's totally okay. Even if they're the ones who brought up the subject, I can totally see that for people opting out. I think it's good to have the option open.
Yeah, that's basically what that second point says. We have to get permission from you guys that created the theory. But if you want to we can take it on a case-by-case basis. If you don't want to be in the video, we'll continue the video. Either with either Maniac for Brick by himself, or if it's a theory that needs to be discussed by two people, he can have one of the elite members help him with it.
That's a good thought. If the person opted out of the video, who would be running it? As much as it's my channel and my whole, you know, Brick Theory is my baby practically. It's a thing that I created and am in charge of. I personally don't want to run everybody's video, even if people are opting out of it. I still want to give people a chance. So, yeah, that's a good thing to bring up. If the theory, I'm just gonna type this out and then we'll see what we can change about it. But I'm thinking, if the theory creator opts out of being in the video, credit will still be mentioned to them in the video for creating the theory, as well as no, let me try to rephrase that. And elite members can decide on who will narrate the video. Minimum of one person. I think that's kind of assumed, but I still thought it would be nice to put it in there.
Yeah, that's exactly what that's exactly what I was thinking.
Okay. And by narrate, I'm not limiting it to that you have your voice in there. I'm mainly saying being in the video to talk about it.
Right.
I'm trying to think of like other channels that I've seen and have, you know, inspired me to do brick theory. Even, you know, like the Game Theorists I watch very, very constantly. Like I watch almost every video of them. They have a mix of who is actually hosting the video. Sometimes it's Matt Pat running it by himself as the only person in it. Sometimes he will be running it with other people, or sometimes other people will be hosting it and then he's in the background of it still talking. So, you know, a nice combination of things.
Or they got, or the Game Theory got a show on there called they just recently did the Mario timeline.
Right, crossovers.
Yeah. We're getting off on a tangent now.
I mean, it's still relevant because it's kind of what we're basing our material on, and I personally think it works because that's, like I said, they're a role modeling for me. I'm even thinking about, like, other than just the Game Theorists, Film Theory does a similar thing because Matt Pat runs it, but he also has other people that are talking on there at different times. Let me think. Super Carlin Brothers, usually one of them runs it, but, you know, they'll switch off every other video or so. So it's okay that they have both of them talking, but I think with them specifically, they don't do it at the same time. And we can do it differently. It's fine.
Yeah, like I said, that can be taken on a case by case basis.
Right. It'd be something more dependent on what we're talking about. And it really doesn't matter what knowledge you have. I mean, some of it may be helpful, but I think I should at least open the opportunity to every elite theorist so that no one feels left out.
Yeah, like for example, my I will and I do, like, for me, my thing is just my thing is Lego history.
Right.
So I might come on and talk about a historical theory on the page. Somebody else might come and talk about something else.
Right.
And so on and so forth. We everybody has their strengths and weaknesses. And that's what Brick Theorists is about. We are on the page to get the theories out there, so we can build on each other, like a bunch of 2x4 bricks.
Right.
That was the only thing I could
5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
think of.
Right. Yeah, that's definitely covering it. Let's see. The next point I have in here, it says, if votes end in a tie, the elite members will notify the theory creator and let them decide if the theory should be upgraded, considering the public comments following the initial draft theory. This one did take me a little bit more time to think about as far as making it, and I think it's still appropriate for asking the theory creator, you know, regardless, about if it's a tie or if it's voted in, and I still let them know if it's not voted in, and let them know why from our discussion.
Right.
But the part that I put in specifically about like considering the public comments, it's really more about like seeing what goes against the theory, or what, you know, how much can be expanded from the theory. I mean, you could have an. Here's the thing I wanted to really address. You can have a theory that has nothing to do, that has everything to do with Lego, but has nothing to do with anything other, like any other theories. That's fine. Like the idea that I had for the apocalyptic theory about how minifigures have a short lifespan, that's just an offshoot thing. It doesn't have to mean with that theory in place, we have to base everything else on that. That's totally fine if we don't.
And like there again, there might be with Lego Dimensions, there might be a universe where the world is corrupt in some way, where minifigures have a short lifespan.
Right.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I think you should leave that point in. And I think the elite members should try to like if the draft theory becomes a trending theory, I think the elite member we should like choose an elite member to notify the content creator.
Mm-hmm.
One, to get approval for it to become a video, and two, if any changes need to be made to the theory, the only one person should talk to them.
Right.
Just so the person is not overwhelmed. Hang on a second. What are Brian? What are you doing that?
We just get back. It was on the way from where we were coming from to where we were going. Oh. We will detour.
We just haven't been to where we need to go.
Oh.
No reason. No reason. No need for you to concern yourself.
I'm back.
Okay. I'm just going to add in here something about what you just said. A moderator from the elite members will notify the theory creators on the upgrading of their theories from draft to trending. And the reason why I use the terminology like draft and trending is because when you think of, if you think of something trending, you think of something that's going on right now that people are always watching. So when we have a trending theory, people will be watching it to see it grow and see how much is going to happen with it. And that's also something that happens with it, with something trending. A lot of people get into it.
Well,
I know I'm funny about terminology.
I just thought that point would be would be good to put in, because if like all that way the content creator doesn't get overwhelmed overwhelmed with all the elite members trying to trying to tell them this.
Right.
It's just basically a one-on-one. It's basically just a one-on-one.
Okay. That seems fair. And I tried to make the position moderator, but I'm thinking as we go further down, if we wanted to have like a social networking position, that may or may not work with the monitor or as the monitor or moderator. We could change that and figure it out, you know, when we get to that point. That's actually coming up pretty soon. I did want to add in here something about, there was something else that the elites can do. I'm trying to remember what it was that I thought about, but I feel like we brought it up earlier. Oh, elites can hold multiple positions as described below. Elite members will be listed on the page in the About Brick Theorists topic with a brief description of each the positions they hold and their background on LEGO. I think that'll be okay to have so that people know it constantly of who is doing what, who they need to go to if there needs to be something solved, and also, you know, the background on LEGO helps with like what they can contribute. No offense to the regular members about what they can contribute.
Yeah, we're not trying to isolate people. It's just these people, like if you want a fact about if you want a fact about LEGO classic LEGO theme, you would you would come to me, or if you wanted facts about wanted facts about Johnny Thunder, you would go to Maniac for Bricks.
Right. Like I'm the one that has facts. I do have some, but I don't know how many. I was gonna add something up here. Members of the Brick Theories page can receive credit for their draft theories. Well, actually, I should say trending theories. for the trending theories they create or help or support in the video, or should I say, when the video about the theory is published. Credit will be given in the video description and or the video
Itself.
outro. Well, yeah, itself. That would be good. I think that would be important to note, because I did say at some point earlier, people will get credit for the theories that they have, and I just wanted to remind them that point in there.
Right.
I think that's it for the elites part. Elite members are required to vote on at least 50% of all voting sessions for upgrading theories. Elite members are required to meet privately from the group for the voting. I say 50% because I can understand if people can't meet at certain times and or you know, other factors that may keep them from participating. So at least 50%.
Yeah, that's usually every vote that I've seen, if like half the people make the make the vote, it's usually majority rules.
Mm-hmm. There's a little bit that I added to that just to clarify what the voting sessions will be about. Voting sessions will take place privately in a group chat, and the minutes will be recorded for future reference. That'll help, so we can look back and see, you know, what have we done in the past and what's worked and what doesn't work, you know, things like that.
I have a question. How are you gonna do the how are you gonna do the like the profile for the elite members?
I still have to play around with the group itself and see if I can add administration or something like that. Like, see what the settings are, and then we'll see how that's going to work out. But I was basically going to have, what my first thought was, make a new topic like one of these, and then every post in there will be a different person's profile. But I'll see if I can work on like membership and things like that before we do that.
Okay.
Manage members, maybe. I'm okay if everyone sees this, because again, I don't want to do anything too private. Let's see. So this is everyone that we have that's joining the page. I'm gonna see if there's like an option here to make some of them administration. It just basically allows me to go see each member themselves on their own page.
I'm not seeing anything.
Oh, there's a section for moderators. There we go. I don't know if I can invite people to be moderators. No, that's inviting them to the page itself. Invited. Banned. Let's see. I'm not really sure. Maybe I'll try to open up like a separate topic and open that. I mean, like a different tab. I'm getting my words confused sometimes. Maybe edit community? Who can join? Anyone can join. Links. I should make a link, but that would basically go to my channel for, you know, where the actual theories go. The community is public. Privacy cannot be changed. Okay, that all looks good. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure as far as that goes. I'll see if I can open up a different thing about it. Google Plus help moderators. Unless anyone knows in the comments below how to change that up. Hey, Cave Bricks is here.
Hey, Cave.
He was asking if he could join. Currently, elite members can stay on the live chat, but they will be listening to the public chat closely. There we go. Manage your Google Plus community. Add moderators and owners. On the computer, open Google Plus in the upper left corner. Click the drop-down menu / communities. Name of your community. All right, so communities. And then name of the community. In the lower left-hand corner of your community's profile information, find the members section and see all. So members. And it's already I think it's already seeing all of them. Like, oh, it's down here. See all. Yeah, it's the same thing. Find the member you want to promote / click their name. Next to their name, click drop-down menu. Oh, I see. Okay, this makes sense. Okay, so I'm going to have to go find some people's names. Go in here. Promote from member to moderator. There we go. So now we can get that worked out. That should be good. And I do apologize that I have multiple accounts on here and that they're, you know, different listings. It's just the fact that I have different YouTube channels. That's why it shows it multiple times. And since I switch between those said YouTube channels, that's also why I have all of them in here, so I don't give myself privilege. Brick Station, I said earlier, Brick Rookie, and Travis also is Brick Station, so that counts. And Brick Wizard was going to be listed. I don't see him. Oh, wait. Was he here? Is either... I'm trying to remember if he's either Brick Wizard or Brick Maniac. I'm confused. So let's see, moderators. Okay. And checking back on the list I had from the beginning, that all works out. So everyone I wanted to make a moderator is here. Again, I'm not really sure about the Brick Wizard and Brick Maniac. I might have confused the two people. Okay, so it's okay. I'm again okay that everyone sees that live so that we all understand what I'm doing and why I did it. To make someone an owner, follow steps 1 through 4. Click promote from moderator to owner. Yeah, no offense, but I'm not gonna make anyone an owner yet. I think it's okay enough that they're moderators.
Guys.
And as far as everyone that's a moderator, that's basically anyone that's a lead member. And I'll ask you guys privately if you want to have something written up as a profile so that we put it up, you know, in its own topic. In fact, I should probably at least make it here so that there's a bit of editing we'll have to do in here. A bunch of these topics may have to be moved around. And as far as moving information in them, that's something I should probably address. Topic organizer, remember it can keep track of which posts are placed in its topics, including the toolbox. If a post is in the wrong topic, the topic organizer may ask the content creator to move it into another more relevant topic by copying, pasting into the new topic, and deleting the original post. I will ask just about everyone on this page, everyone that's a member, about moving this around, because it's listed in the guidelines, but we still have to actually do it. And I don't want to move things around without people being aware of it. For my own content, I don't need my own permission. I mean, I could, but I'm pretty much going to say yes. So I'll move my content around as needed, but everyone else I'm going to ask them personally. And anyone else that, of the elite theorists, we can ask other people too.
Right.
Okay. About the Brick Theorists. That's what I said that it was going to be called. I mean, I could probably change the name later. About the Brick Theorists. Okay. There was a topic in here, can Lego be art? As much as I wanted to make it a theory, it doesn't really go with what we talked about so far. So I'm going to delete that category. It had nothing in the first place, so nothing is lost. Let's see now. There are a few of these other ones I might change the names around for them because they are toolboxes instead of being what do we call them? Instead of being actual theories. That's a toolbox. Toolbox. I'm gonna just change the name of it. Locations of Lego places / real world relations. This one is also going to be a toolbox. Toolbox, I'm going to talk about in just a little bit. Basically, it talks about having an area full of information that we can gather stuff from later on. So it's okay if we repost things like that if it goes into trending theories, because it's relevant to what those theories are about. But for right now, it's just kind of like an area we have information stored so that we can come back to it later. Piecing together Lego History and Universe, that is a toolbox. I think the only, trending theory crossover, I don't know. it's kind of a repeat of the toolbox, so I'm gonna take that out, or maybe it should kind of be there just to show what it would be like. Trending theory, LEGO crossover guide. I don't think I can. Oh, I can move the order of these. Okay, that's good. So I'm gonna move all the ones labeled topic up here. Maybe change that around later on. About the Brick Theorists is gonna go up there. Trending theory is gonna go here. There's a few of these I'm not really sure what to do with for now, but we can figure that out later. Okay, we're getting a little more organized. I know a lot of this we're talking about just the guidelines, and we haven't really jumped on anything else. I'll try to do I'll try to take a little bit more time in order for us to do that. Okay, elite member positions. These are things that really an elite member can hold one or more of the following positions at their discretion. At least one elite member will hold each position. Basically, that means you have a certain number of elite members, and between all of us, there's going to be at least one person for fact-checking, one person for proofreading, one person moderating, one person organizing, one for visuals, one for live stream. I should also put in here elite members are defined on the page as moderators by default, but will have all positions listed in their bios on the About the Brick Theorists tab.
I just wrote a little bio about me.
Okay. Whenever you have it ready, and maybe we could include your whatchamacallit.
I actually put it on the page in that new topic that you just did.
Okay. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. I was gonna say if we could include like your profile image with it, but it's already there because you posted it, so that'll work. I'll try to write up something a little later on. I'm 32 years old and been collecting Lego since I was a kid. If you have any questions about Lego history, come to me. Okay, that's a good start. And as far as anything at minimum I'm asking for us to add on to that, it would just be whatever positions that you would hold, which we're going to talk about now. So we could edit that. If, you know, when we get to these, whatever things you want to do, you can do them. And just write it in there so people know it. So fact checker, a member who verifies the facts and sources listed in Brick Theories. Basically, you know, I mentioned earlier that your evidence has to be supported by, you know, a citation or a link to some other article. It doesn't have to be on the website alone. If you find it in a book and you can, you know, list the book that you used for it, the fact checker can also check through books, any source of information that you have, just so that we can be sure it's you know, usable and relevant to what we're what we're writing.
Like the theory I posted a couple months ago about the Solomon Blade and Ultra Agent being a Solomon Blade in Galaxy Squad. I found one panel in a comic in a LEGO magazine, and I took a picture of it.
Yep, exactly. So we would verify that yes, this is from a LEGO magazine, and it's useful for what we're doing. That's a pretty self-explanatory job, fact checker. A lot of these are. Video proofreader, a member who checks the contents of the videos to determine if everything flows between the narration and visuals. That is something that we would do in the stages working on the trending theory, and right before the video gets published, basically.
Okay.
Even things like the script, and when we as elites will work on it, I will allow access to the videos. If we're if I'm the one that's making it and editing it and such, I'll let the other elites know it so that the proofreader can can check it over.
Okay.
And I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Okay. The next part says moderator, member who checks the live streams and Brick Theories page for fair treatment of fellow members. Those who disrespect other LEGO fans, post irrelevant or inappropriate content, or otherwise defy the guidelines set above, will be on probation and will not be permitted to post or reply to comments for 1 month. I'll actually have to check what moderators are able to do in that capacity, but I, like what Google Plus allows us to do, just to be sure about if this can work. I know that I could at least ban other people. Like if I went to Minifigure Collector's post here, I could say remove, report, ban member, and things like that. Mute post, report the post, and things like that. That's what I'm able to do. So we'll play around with some of the settings, and don't worry, we're not going to ban anyone on purpose. It's mainly just to be sure that if something happens, we can take care of it.
Yeah, the moderator post is basically just to cover our rear in case something like this comes up.
Right.
I didn't want to say something else that meant the same thing. That's the only word I could come up with.
I know what you were thinking, and it's okay if you can say but.
Right.
No, I really know what you meant. Yeah, but is an acceptable term depending on how it's used in, on the page. If you're quoting Vitruvius saying cover your butt, that's fine. If you're calling someone a butt, then that's not fine. I feel like maybe we should have a list of what's appropriate and inappropriate, but I would like to think that there is a somewhat standard. I don't know.
I would like to think that the members on our page would have the members on the page would have this student to know what's acceptable and what's not.
Okay. I just wanted to see something that Cave Bricks said. He said he's going to make a new Cave Bricks channel and stop using this one. That's okay if that works for you. I don't think it was a problem, but whatever you want to do. It also says in here, if the behavior continues a second time, the member will be questioned by the elite members and, in worst case, be blocked from the page and not permitted to return. actually, I should change that to banned, because according to what our settings are on Google Plus, that would be the appropriate term for it. And as far as in worst case, you know, it really depends on what happens and what we can work out with those involved with that case. I'll also add something in here. An incident report will be documented by the Livestream secretary. I mean, technically, I should make him just a secretary because it doesn't have to be for the live streams.
And if like an incident comes up, we can like if an incident comes up, we can like see like if somebody is falsely accused, we can write a report, then review it and go from there.
Right. And I don't want to scare everyone because of these things. And these are all safety guidelines. They're ways for us to protect each other from being mistreated. You know, whether it's between member and member, elite and member, elite and elite, you know, I want to keep everyone safe and fair while we're using the page.
True.
And the incident report is just something that I kind of picked up from work over this summer. It seems like something worth noting in case something comes up later on. We have the incident report that says this happened as this, and you know, it's mostly documentation. It's not trying to be, you know, mean or spying or anything like that.
So basically, if let's just say a member calls somebody a bad word, and that member and we write an incident report, and that member gets banned. We still have the incident report in case that incident ever comes up. We know what course of action we took for that particular incident.
Right. Those are things I added in both in the moderator section and in the secretary section, so that it's outlined what happens. I might even, I'm gonna think about this a little bit later on, but I might even add this in as its own topic, as its own like heading in this whole guideline, so it's easy for people to see when they need to see it, not just in this one part.
Right.
All right, so topic organizer, a member who can keep track of which posts are placed into which topics, including the toolbox. If a post is in the wrong topic, the topic organizer may ask the content creator move it into another more relevant topic by copying pasting it. Let's say before copying pasting it, because some of these, depending on what we talk about, depending on what posts are made, some of them may go into more than one topic. Like even yesterday when I was putting the thing up about the Android and Android, it kind of counted for two different topics at the same time. It was a crossover, but it was also relation of family members. So I moved it from one to the other where I thought it would be a better fit in the family member section, but it's not wrong if it was in the crossover section.
You keep talking. I gotta go take care of nature.
Okay, then. I'm just gonna check. Let's see. There's just a few notifications on here about upgrading to moderators. These I already did earlier, so that's fine. That's pretty well explained. Topic organizer. It's really meant to keep us on track of things so that if we need to find something, it's easy to find. And again, not trying to be too nitpicky here. It's just a matter of, you know, if we need to find something, we know where to go. Visuals Manager, it works a lot like the video proofreader. A member who checks in the images shared publicly on the pages and in the live streams. The Visuals Manager can also accept and share any Brick Theory fan art or logo suggestions created by other members, as well as fan-made LEGO visuals that can be implemented in trending theories. This is a thing that I really wanted to get into because depending on what technology we're actually using for the theories, we can have our own pictures used. I mean, imagine what I did when I had the first Brick Theory put up on my channel. I had a background image that I made myself by taking a picture. I had a few images that were from like official images of LEGO sets that I edited a little bit in order to add text around them. And then I had like, I think one image was like a typed up thing that was a screenshot. There were a few other images throughout that were based on other LEGO videos on YouTube. And even I had a few characters set up, even the thumbnail counts. So that's what I mean by Visuals Manager. If things are brought up as any posts, we basically want to verify that it's not, again, dirty or irrelevant. I mean, if you have a link to a page that has multiple posts on it and some of the pictures on there don't make sense, that's fine. I don't really see that being an issue as long as it has a picture of what it's about, or you know, has information of what it's about.
Hello. Speaking like that.
So I think that one's well explained. And this kind of goes along with some of the other imagery above, that you shouldn't have images of inappropriate things or images that are against other members. Like if you have two sig figs and one of them is killing the other, that's not. I'd rather not have that, so we don't have any, you know, disputes. I mean, you know, publicly having disputes. And then we have in here secretary, which I pretty much wrote up now.
It's posting it's like it's posting a picture of posting a picture of two sick figs and one arresting the other. Is that cool?
I would say that depending on the users, you want to have permission so that their sig fig can be used in another picture. And depending on the context of what they're talking about, I would at first say no, but I'd rather get permission from others to see what they would think. Like for example, I thought about when I'm gonna do the crossover Brick Theory video, I'm going to ask Pumpkin Bricks if I can use his sig fig in the video while, you know, as a visual, while we are discussing the different crossovers in LEGO themes.
Okay.
And it's not that I would use it in a bad way with him. It's just a matter of letting him know it's going to be used. Because I know that, you know, a lot of people on YouTube, when we talk about sig figs and talk about other users, normally don't ask permission. But for something like this, I feel like it might be better that we get their permission to use it. This also can trace back to if there was a brick theory where the creator didn't want to be in the video. Let's say we want to still give them credit and maybe feature their sig fig in parts of the video. You know, I think it would be good for them to know that their sig fig is being shown, so they still get the credit for their theory.
True. True. That makes a whole lot of sense.
Right. And anything else we should change here or add?
Maybe in secretary, you should take out, the stuff about the live stream, because a secretary, um, really doesn't have to, like what you said, they they don't necessarily have to write down the be a secretary for the live stream. I would use brainstorming session instead of live stream, but that kind of that way, whoever becomes the secretary, since you're calling the live stream brainstorming, that kind of implies, brainstorming kind of implies that he has to take down whoever the secretary has to, one of their jobs is to take down the like it just sounds like you're not limiting the person who becomes the secretary to taking notes just on live stream.
Right.
At least that's how I see it in my mind.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Trying to see what we should change about it. Let's see. Takes notes about discussions. We don't have it like to a specific thing.
Wait, yeah, you put it like that. That could mean, live stream, private discussions, and other stuff like that.
Brainstorming live streams. and elite member voting sessions. That should work.
Yeah.
Does not need to be written word for word, but must be specific enough to be understood. Secretary is required to rate incident reports for issues. The secretary is also required to attend discussions unless he or she has a substitute. I think it's fair to have a substitute because, again, not everyone can make everything.
Yeah. Yeah. For example, it's just 2 of us right now.
Right. Yeah, that would take their place. I'll add that in just as another thing. Substitute.
That's why you said at the top of the topic that elite members can have more than one job.
Mm-hmm.
Hello? What's that?
Yeah, that'll work. Hey, Mr. Dragon. And just a quick thing in there. Substitute any member who fills the role of another that is absent from their position. May fill multiple roles at the same time as long as their responsibilities are basically, you know, if someone is substituting for a secretary and a moderator and a topic organizer, for example, as long as they do their job, no problem. No problem about, you know, being a substitute for those things and more than one thing. And then the next part we have in here is when a trending theory becomes a brick theory video. Because we already had a session in here, I think. Well, I'm just gonna kind of copy and paste it just to be sure that it's, again, visible to everyone else reading it. Just gonna copy that, and I'll put it right here. When a draft theory becomes a trending theory, and it's basically the same information in there. And then when a trending theory becomes a brick theory video, after the theory creator gives permission for the theory to be a trending theory, there will be a tab created for that theory. Members can publicly provide supporting information, facts, and visuals with citations or links for the video. Between the theory creator and the elite members, a script will be created to organize the information about the theory. This script will make the video recording process much faster and easier. The theory creator is welcome to be a voice in the video as long as they have a working microphone and have a method of sending the audio narration, such as email. Because if someone's recording it from somewhere else, I want to be able to put all the information together. Not necessarily me, but whoever is working on the editing. Let's see. Any approved video editing software is acceptable between the theory creator and the elite members. Some common video editing technology includes, but is not limited to, Cut Pro, iMovie, YouTube video editor. And if we get more in here, you know, it would just be nice to have so that other people can use it. Because if I could, I would love to get something like Sony Vegas Premiere or whatever it's called. Because it's really good for a lot of things. It could probably cover up most of what these programs do.
Wow. Wow. I can't believe we're still talking about the guidelines.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry, I'm trying to take my time with this. But also, you know, we're almost at the end. The toolbox is a topic that collects useful LEGO information that could be shared for future trending theories. That includes any experiments conducted by Brick Theorists members. Yeah. The thing about experiments, which I didn't really emphasize on, but I think will be, you know, until it happens, you don't really have to say much for it now. Experiments are things that you could do on your own and, you know, and tell us about. And try to describe like what you did, how you set it up, what the results were, and things like that. I think one example, like what I had for the speed building, my experiment was taking 3 LEGO movie characters, tracking what they had in the LEGO movie to build that was a model, and, you know, something that I could actually track the pieces for, then track the time it took for each of them to build what they built. And then, you know, make it into a formula, and there you go. And that would compare them and see who was the fastest builder. That was pretty much the purpose of that video. So that's the kind of, you know, that's a real experiment you could do just with LEGO. But let's say if you did something like how lethal LEGO weapons would be if they were on a real life scale. You could do something like you could take, you know, different projectile formulas, like actual scientific ones, and then just fill in the blanks. You would fill in things like how much the projectile weighs, how fast it goes, how far it goes, and, you know, how much impact it has, and things like that. But I won't get too much into detail about that right now because we still have to see who actually needs to work on it that way. But that's open.
And also on the Google Plus page, if you come up with an experiment if you come up with an experiment on your theory, you can make a video and post it to the Google Plus page if you have the technology to do so.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like in a vlog, format or something.
Right.
With your phone or something. I'm just throwing that out there to try to make people try to make it easier for people to get their to get their theory out there, to get their experiment out there without trying to explain it.
Mm-hmm.
Without trying to explain it in text, because I know with me trying to explain it in text, it's hard. I have to physically show somebody.
Exactly. Yeah, that's okay. And then the bottom was just an index, which is basically defining some of the things I put up above. There's really not a lot to that needs to be explained.
Right.
Even the toolbox was explained right here, so I don't think you need to put that in twice.
Right.
Okay, so that's pretty much going over everything for the guidelines.
Are we finally ready to go to the next section?
Yep. So for the next part of the agenda, we said discuss new position. Oh, we did discuss new guidelines, changes, and things. Discuss new positions of Brick Theorists. We already kind of did that actually while we were doing the guidelines, and even before the live stream really took place. But new positions of Brick Theorists, I think I already mentioned them and showed them on camera.
Yep.
So you guys know who's an elite member, but as far as exactly what they're doing, we still need to work on that. I just have to get in contact with everyone and see what we're doing. And I'll be sure to write up my own little bio here too. Trending Theory Crossover Guide. So Pumpkin Bricks and I have been working on the crossover guide. It's something that he asked for me to, or asked to help me with, because I was mainly going to do it, but he asked me to help with it, and we're both still working on the script for that. I should actually pull that up if I can find it. Crossover guide. No, it's not in here. Just give me one moment to find it. There it is. I jokingly called it Crossover Guide to the Galaxy because I thought of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Yeah.
Maybe it should be Crossover Guide to the Multiverse.
Yeah, it would be. especially with recent LEGO Dimensions videos, they're calling it a multiverse. But the thing I'm confused about, let me see if I can bring up the video for it. Because I remember the video that they put up today, they said the multiverse was in one dimension. And I'm no quantum physicist, but I don't know if that actually makes sense. Let me see if I can bring it up and see if we can play it in the background.
I just hope sometime during the like the release of Lego Dimensions, that we get a minifig of Lord Vortex.
Oh, I definitely love that. I have to ask GameStop again because I haven't heard anything from them or seen anything in the store. But I gotta ask them if there is a pre-order bonus. It's a Lego. Why wouldn't there be? It's another Lego game that's coming out and definitely has a lot of potential for a pre-order bonus like Lord Vortex. Or I would love that. I would love to have a figure of him. Okay, so I pulled up the video. I'm gonna see. Actually, let me try to get it on the stream itself, just to briefly show it, not go through the entire video, because it's mainly the beginning that confused me. Well, that's right. I'm in the other account, so it's not going to be exactly the same. Give me one moment. Lego Dimensions. Come on. Come on, text. Explore worlds. Okay. So here we go. Wait, why isn't it playing the sound? Oh. Yeah, let me back up.
What?
See, that's the thing that confuses me in visuals and in what they're saying. In the visuals, we got to see all these different worlds in the same quote-unquote dimension, even though it's a multiverse. And each world has like its own sphere around it. So I guess it makes it easier to see them. I don't know. What do you think?
They like they played I saw a demo for Lego Dimensions, and each one of them they were in like a hub world with each one of them a portal to a different dimension, and the creator confirmed that it's a multiverse.
Yeah.
And it also confirmed in the video that there can be 14 playable levels.
Yep.
And we're getting a Slimer and a Steampunk Marshmallow Man minifigure.
Yeah, I love that. I'm glad.
And also the cool part is the fact that there's not going to be puzzles specific to the characters that, like if you go into the hub worlds, there's not going to be puzzles specifically for the characters that hub world is based on.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you go into Scooby-Doo, there might be a puzzle for Peter Bateman, or the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, or Slimer, or Bart. I can't remember the girl from Portal's name.
Excuse me, Shell. I'll be right back.
So guys, sorry we've been going off on a tangent. So how's everybody doing? I'm whole again. Well, you're gonna have to wait. You're gonna have to wait, Mr. Dragon. I don't think Slimer and State Puff is coming out to 2016. So is anybody planning on buying the game? I mean, I'm not buying the game and just buying the toys. So, so Pumpkin, so Pumpkin, um, oh, you're just buying the DC ones. What is that? Batman, Wonder Woman. Is it? Oh, is it Superman, Wonder Woman, um, Aquaman, and um, oh, fudge. Who is it? Shit. I think it's Aquaman, Green Lantern. Oh, cool. Oh, cool. They're doing a new Bane. That's awesome. So so GameStop pre-order exclusive. It's going to be Lord Vortex. How many of you are going to how many of you are going to get a Lord Vortex? Get the game to get a Lord Vortex minifigure. Or just go into your local GameStop afterward and ask them if they have any extras. It's coming out, I think, September 7th.
All right, I'm back. Sorry about that.
They're
what's up?
in the comments. They're just talking about Lego Dimensions.
Okay.
And I've been joining the conversation because I'm bored.
Right. Okay. Hey, Pumpkin Bricks is here.
Yeah. Yeah, I already said hi to him.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Pumpkin, I read through the update theory on Google Plus. Is this updating on what we were talking about for the crossover, though? Because I feel like it's a little different. Oh, wait, this was the one about the Lego World and Lego City. And Lego Creator, in a way. That works. Again, as mentioned earlier,
I wanna
it really depends on if you have one piece, what others will think about it before it goes up as an actual brick theory. Like
I wanted to follow you on the document, but I don't know where to find it.
On the Word document? The one about the guidelines?
No.
Oh, the script. Okay. I don't think I shared that one yet. I probably should. So let me just find the link for it. Anyone with a link can comment. That means that you can see it and you can also comment about it and ask about what needs to be changed. Let me just go back down in here. Pumpkin Bricks, I'm asking, maybe if you have some pictures, that would be very helpful for what you found in LEGO Worlds, because that would be something worth looking into. And at some point, we're going to need visuals for that. Let me just go to Trending Theory. And then I will post the link in there for the script. Work in progress. But it still needs some work, and it's okay if others chime in on it.
Okay. I just have to get to the...
Hey, Mr. Defrost 2 is here. Hey, Brexels is here. Okay, so basically what we're doing now, we're going to be talking about the going to be talking about the crossover guide that me and Pumpkin Bricks have been working on. Yes, we're working on the script now. Ignore the phone in the background. I really enjoy the motto / catchphrase of the LEGO Brickumentary. I don't remember what it was though.
You spelled wizard wrong. It's WIZIR.
Yeah, you're right, I did. I'll just change that. Oh wait, that's even worse. Yep. But basically, here's what a script will look like. And again, this is maybe like this is the second one that's been made for any Brick Theories, so it's still a work in progress as far as what the formula is going to be. I think the first post I put on the page entirely was my script originally for the first episode. I basically capitalized anyone that's in the theory so that it's easier for them to see what they say and when they say it. And it's okay to do a recording while looking at the script, you know. The recording is the part that we need for it to go into the video.
Yeah, because nobody's gonna see your computer screen.
Mm-hmm.
It would be like if you're doing like if you're a news anchor and you're doing a report, you're looking at a teleprompter.
Yep, which is essentially a script. Now, one of the hard things that still needs work on this is the fact that I need to actually talk about the crossovers. And that's something that is going to take a lot of effort to put into because there's so many different crossovers. That and the concept map, which if anybody wants to, are welcome to try to write that up. I'll try to post another picture onto the Brick Theorists page so you can see what the crossovers are. And if you can't make it out, maybe I'll try to revise it. Maybe I'll make it on the computer so it's a lot clearer when we get to see it. But as far as like rearranging everything so it's not on the... Oh yeah, it's a good point. Why is the letter here for a reason? Yeah, there's really no reason for it to be there. I think I just accidentally pressed a bunch of keys. And in case anyone's wondering, what's happening right now is Pumpkin Bricks is editing a little bit here and there, as well as Minifigure Collector. They both have my permission to look at it and to correct things if needed. But basically, anything that says LEGO crossovers downward is all unorganized. It's really, or even like those random letters there.
Oh man.
Basically, we might have to put off the researching draft theories for another day because we've been carrying this on for longer than expected. But basically, that one we'll do in the future. What I'm hoping in the future, when we get to agendas, and this can be debated later on. For future agendas on Brick Theory live streams, for the Brainstorm live streams, what I'm hoping we would do is just talk about any changes in the community, if needed, and if not, go straight into the trending theory, which will show live what's going on with what's that specific theory. See if it needs any changes. Show what progress has been made on them. We can still do them off of the live stream. You don't have to do it all here. This is just motivation to get everyone together and see it at the same time. And then recent draft theories, the idea for that is that we can talk about them live and debate about it and see what's, what may or may not work for that theory. As far as the voting sessions, those are things that the elite members are going to do on their own. It's not a public live stream or chat or anything like that. We're going to have it privately, as mentioned in the guidelines. Let's see. Since Pumpkin Bricks is helping me with writing this out, I don't mind having him in here as well. All right, hold on.
No down.
Sorry about that again. Okay, so let's see what else we can change here. These can be formed by physical interaction. One wants it together or by Easter eggs hit. And out there intended. Crossovers can offer the possibility and access for characters with two unique backgrounds to enter worlds beyond their own. Most of the comics in the LEGO Club of Junior magazines, some themes cross over and are such as LEGO City and Ferris Quest, Junior's magazine. Do we have any Junior magazines? I want to sign up for them, honestly, so I can get more information, but I never knew anyone that had them.
The only junior magazines that I know of are for the LEGO Club, for the LEGO Club.
Right. I just don't know of anyone that has them,
Right.
or if I'm even able to get them. Also, Monster Fighters, they collected all them moonstones to create the events of the Galaxy Squad. See, the thing that I'm really focusing on now is we're not going to go too much into the detail of why they're connected, but just to show that there are connections between them. Like, I think I posted maybe a few videos about it or talked about it at least with, what game theory has done for that. Basically, they just mention, in this theme we find this thing which connects these two things together. That's pretty much the idea for these.
Like as like for example, to use something I saw on game theory, like like how Zelda, like how Mario shows up in Zelda games.
Right. And I think they also talked about something where in Super Mario RPG, Link shows up in one of the castles that Mario visits. That kind of thing. It's really not going into why they're connected. We're just going with these are connections. Like if I said, Scooby-Doo and adventurers have a connection because in the Mummy Museum mystery set there is a wall that shows a picture of Johnny Thunder. That kind of thing, And I kind of want to take it. I'm hoping as far like it's a concept web and like everything can go every which way, so it's hard to find a start for it. But it's probably a good idea if we were to start in a place where there's like one theme that connects to another theme, and from there, we find all the other connections or something like that. Like if we start with Lego Dimensions or Lego Movie, we won't know which way to go because you could go a lot of different ways with a lot of different combinations.
True.
And try to make it more linear, even though in the end it's gonna be like one big web.
True.
That's what I'm aiming for. Hey, Haley Brooks is here. I hope she's not confused by anything we're talking about. I'm hoping really anyone isn't confused by what we're talking about. Whether or not they've been around here for a while. This is pretty much going to be the last part we're going to do for today. And as far as scheduling goes, I would like to do it on a weekly basis, but I still have to check with the community what's going to be the better days. Maybe just as a poll, like on average, what's your best day for, having an open schedule, and then seeing what the results are, and then we could determine after that. Here's something: if somebody wants to look this up now and try to comment in the comment on the chat, one of the members of the blue team named Jack, forgot the last name, from Galaxy Squad, chosen to lead the Ultra Agents, but it looks a lot older. Was it Jack or was it Solomon Blaze? I remembered you were talking about that earlier. Minifig collector.
Picture of that. Oh yeah, you got around to it.
Paragraph needs a big edit. I'm gonna try my best. Yeah, that's okay.
Oh my god.
Yeah, a lot of this needs to be edited, so no problem. I'm gonna delete some of these random
It's supposed to be out of
letters.
like Sunset and Rainbow area. Alright. Looks like the right address.
You can always call the guy.
Yeah. Well, I can't. I'm not allowed to communicate with nobody anymore. I'm not allowed to communicate with nobody anymore. I wasn't very good at it, I guess.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
To be perfectly honest, I think the Lego universe, if you want my honest opinion, I think the Lego universe is not like a multi-dimensional, like there might be some multi-dimensions, but I think the majority of the Lego universe is just a bunch of planets.
That's okay to think that. I'd be okay with that.
Like we have one planet, like in Click Towers, we have one planet in the modern era.
Yep.
One planet. One planet where all the space, like one system where all the space themes happen.
Mm-hmm.
We have another system where all the ancient, where all like the medieval and things like that happen.
Right.
And so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
Because in Click Towers they showed that at least Castle was its own like separate planet that was Castle. The current Castle theme about that time.
Right.
Yeah. All I'm One thing I don't
Mm-hmm.
One thing I don't understand about Monster Fighters is if there were 7 moonstones, why did Lord Vampire only need 6?
That's a good question. Because the zombie one wasn't in the in the mansion.
Yeah, and it clearly said in this in the story. It clearly said in the story that that he sent his monster to scour every corner of the monster realm, searching for the remaining stones.
Mm-hmm. Maybe he already had the zombie one, and therefore made the zombies to do that work. That's as best as I can think of.
Maybe.
Because that's how there's zombies in places other than the graveyard. There are ones in like driving the vampire hearse, or having others like small cars and things in other sets.
Or being a cook in the haunted house.
Right.
So you think he used the zombie moonstone to make his own zombies, to be basically his basically a butler, chauffeur, and servants?
Yeah.
That kind of made sense.
Mm-hmm.
I've always wondered that. But
That's a good thought.
But that's always confused me.
Excuse me. Pumpkin Bricks is asking if he's an elite member. No, it's not that you're an elite member. It's more of like that you're. That's something I should probably write in, because it's not that you're an elite member, but it's like you would be on the live chat to help more with that specific video. So I guess it would be like that. I did make it seem like that, didn't I? That only elite members would be on the live chat. I should probably rewrite that one. We go junior elite. If I had to categorize it, I would say that you're like a theory creator, because you're alongside with me on finding the information on the theory and putting it all together and making the script. So I would say that you're a theory creator.
Right?
No offense. It's just something I didn't quite think about when sending the link. But it's something that, yeah, other people can join in the live chat if it's necessary. Like the elites have the power to be in there automatically and invite people. I'm going to change that up in the guidelines, because that's something we should probably add in. Join in there. I'm going to put join in the live chat on Brainstorm. Or let me write it the same way as the other one. Join in Brainstorm live streams in the live chat as long as they are theory creators and or assisting in the trending or assisting in the writing process of the trending theory. How about that?
Okay. And if we come up with a better idea, we can always come up with a better.
Yeah, it's
Right.
not 100% written in stone, so we could change things around if it works a little better.
Right. Like like guys, none of the guidelines are set in. None of the guidelines are set in stone. If there's a problem, tell us. Either contact Maniac for Brick or one of the elite members, and we'll contact him to voice your guys' concerns.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically the elite member's job to make your guys' experience on the page more enjoyable, more enjoyable.
Yep.
Did I word it correctly?
Yeah, I agree with that. I would say that as a theory creator, you would have that power to be in the live stream, working with us on the theory, on a trending theory itself, but also be able to, like here, have access to change things in the script. Others can still talk about it while we still have it open on the live stream. If we have it open on the live stream, it doesn't have to be always on here. But if it's on here, that others can see it, and if people agree with it, we can make changes to it. But not everyone will have the access to make the changes. Otherwise, it'll be all over the place and hard to keep track of.
True.
And honestly, we can still continue this. I personally would like to close out the live stream because this is pretty much what we're doing at this point, and I know that's not something everyone's interested in, but I still think we got a lot of stuff done today. I'm really glad that we took the time to go over it with a couple of people to see the guidelines and, make changes to it, because it's okay to have changes. Can't be perfect on the first try. And Pumpkin Bricks, Minifig Collector, and I can still work on this off on the side if you guys want to. We can also put it aside if we want to work on it some other time. Whatever works for you. But as far as doing it on the live stream, I don't want to bore everyone, so I would rather close it out now so I'm not holding up too much of your time.
I'm game to work on it. Whatever Pumpkin Brick wants to do, I'm game.
All right.
If Pumpkin Bricks wants to save it for another time altogether, or do it off camera right now.
Yep.
We the three of us can get together some other time.
Mm-hmm. And you guys, we can still make changes to it in if you guys want to make changes to it on your own, that's okay. Usually we get a notification of that, or we can just check on what changes were made for the last time, and if we have questions, we can ask each other. No problem there.
Yeah.
You want me to work on the theory and I can talk here? Yeah, you can do that. That's basically what we're saying we can do. I can work on it now off camera. Okay, so that'll work for us. All right, but again, thank you everyone for joining. If you just got here, because I know that I saw someone just get here, you can watch the live stream in just a little bit once it goes up on the YouTube channel, and see what we were talking about and see what's gonna go on with the Brick Theorists page. It might still need a little bit more organizing, but I'll talk to most of you guys on the page itself. You know, if I need to move things around to make it more organized. But that's pretty much all for today. Again, I think this turned out pretty good. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you next time with more videos and brick theorying.
Every always look at a Lego piece in a different way than what's intended.
Yeah, definitely.
Bye.
Bye.